Viewers, hold on tight because what we're about to uncover will leave you speechless. A storm is shaking the Harris household like never before, and it all centers around none other than King Harris, the outspoken and controversial son of hip-hop. Legend, T.I. and Tiny. Fans know King for his fiery personality, bold statements, and public clashes with his parents. But no one could have predicted the bombshell that just dropped. A leaked video has surfaced online. And it doesn't just raise eyebrows, it flips the entire internet upside down in this shocking clip. King is allegedly seen in an intimate situation with a man, and the fallout has been nothing short of explosive. Fans are in disbelief. The Harris family is scrambling to control the narrative, and King himself. He's breaking down, struggling under the crushing weight of rumors, betrayal, and the glare of the public eye. Was the video real or a cruel setup? Who leaked it, and why? The drama doesn't stop at speculation because behind closed doors, voices are being raised, secrets are unraveling, and the Harris empire is facing one of its darkest scandals yet. Stay tuned because this story is only just beginning. The story begins in the most unexpected way, late at night when social media started buzzing with whispers. At first, it was just vague comments. People claiming they saw something strange on a private Instagram story. But within hours, the whispers grew into an earthquake that rattled fans everywhere. A video, short but explosive, allegedly showing King Harris in an intimate situation with a man had leaked online. It spread like wildfire across blogs, Twitter threads, and messy gossip pages, leaving people gasping for breath. Fans who had always seen King as brash, cocky, and quick to defend his image could not believe their eyes. Many were shocked, others confused, and a large number demanded answers immediately. The Harris family, already known for having their fair share of public disputes and reality TV drama, now faced the kind of scandal that no one could have prepared for. What hurt most was how quickly the clip began to circulate, with strangers dissecting every second of it, speculating about its authenticity, and tossing cruel jokes that cut deep. Inside the Harris home, tension erupted like a volcano. King, pacing back and forth, was visibly shaken. His phone kept buzzing with notifications, DMs from fake friends, memes being created at his expense, and even threats from people who claimed he had embarrassed his father's legacy. King slammed his phone on the table, tears welling up in his eyes. "I didn't ask for this," he muttered, his voice breaking. "I didn't deserve this." Tiny rushed over, wrapping her arms around her son, but he pushed her away, too overwhelmed by shame and confusion. "They're never gonna let me live this down," he said, almost choking on his words. "This is my life, Mom. They've ruined my life." Tiny's heart broke seeing her child like this. For all the boldness and bravado King showed to the world, deep down he was still vulnerable, still sensitive, and right now he was crumbling. Meanwhile, T was sitting silently across the room, his jaw clenched tight. The rap mogul, known for his composure and tough exterior, was torn between anger and heartbreak. He had always preached about family values, respect, and carrying the Harris' name with pride. But now the world was mocking that very name, dragging his son through the mud. Who put this out there? T finally snapped, slamming his fist on the arm of the chair. "Who's trying to tear my family apart like this?" His voice echoed through the room, filled with rage and helplessness. King turned to his father, his face streaked with tears. "You think I wanted this to happen? You think I just put myself out there like that?" His voice cracked as he added, "It was private. Whoever did this, they wanted to destroy me." The room fell silent for a moment, each member of the family lost in their own thoughts. Zonique, King's older sister, was scrolling through her phone, shaking her head at the comments flooding her mentions. "People are so cruel," she whispered. "They don't care about the truth, they just want drama." King collapsed onto the couch, burying his face in his hands. "I can't breathe. I can't even walk outside without people looking at me different now. Everything I've worked for, everything I thought I was, it's gone." But this was only the beginning. As the hours passed, more layers of the story began to unfold. A blogger claimed the video wasn't new, that it had been sitting on someone's phone for months, waiting for the right time to strike. Another gossip page alleged that the leak came from someone close to King, a so-called friend who had betrayed him in the cruelest way possible. The thought of betrayal crushed King even more. "It had to be someone I trusted," he whispered, bitterly. "Nobody else could have had that video. They used me, and then they stabbed me in the back." T's anger deepened, but Tiny tried to calm things down. "Listen, baby," she said gently. "We don't know the whole story yet. People are going to say anything to make it messier. But what we do know is that we're going to get through this together." King shook his head violently. "No, Mom, you don't get it. This isn't just gossip. This isn't just some rumor. There's a video, and people believe it's real. They're laughing at me, clowning me, saying I'm weak. I can't take it." The pain in his voice sliced through the room, leaving everyone in stunned silence. Outside the family circle, fans continued to debate. Some defended King, insisting that his private life was nobody's business. Others accused him of hypocrisy, reminding people of the times he had boasted online or picked fights with strangers. The internet was divided, but one thing was certain: everyone was watching. Things got even more chaotic when a former associate of King went live on Instagram, hinting that he knew exactly who leaked the video. "Y'all act surprised?" he said smugly to thousands of viewers. "King ain't who he say he is. And trust me, that video ain't fake." His words spread like poison, adding fuel to an already raging fire. Back at the house, King saw the live stream and lost control. "He's lying. He's just doing this for clout," he shouted, throwing a pillow across the room. "Why? Is everyone trying to destroy me?" His siblings tried to comfort him, but it was no use. King felt cornered, exposed, and humiliated. T stood up, his voice low but steady. "Son, look at me. I don't care what they say out there. You my blood, my child, and ain't nothing gonna change that. But I need you to stay strong. You hear me? Don't let them break you." King looked at his father with tears streaming down his face. "But they already have," he whispered. That moment of vulnerability shook the entire family. For once, King wasn't putting on a tough act, wasn't trying to prove he was grown. He was just a young man caught in a storm too big to control. The night stretched on with no relief. Journalists began calling the family's representatives, demanding statements. Paparazzi camped outside their gated home, hoping to catch a glimpse of the chaos. Every phone in the house buzzed nonstop. And just when they thought it couldn't get worse, another twist hit. A second video began to circulate. This one even more controversial than the first. The family hadn't even recovered from the first blow, and now they were facing another wave of humiliation. King gasped when he saw it. No, this can't be real. They're editing things now. They're trying to ruin me completely." Tiny held his hand, tears rolling down her face. "We'll figure this out, baby, I promise. But you can't let them see you fall apart. That's what they want." T clenched his fists tighter, muttering under his breath. "Somebody's gonna pay for this. I swear it." The Harris family was standing on the edge of collapse, emotions running high, trust hanging by a thread, and the world watching every single move. The scandal wasn't slowing down. It was only getting messier. And as the sun began to rise, the next morning, King sat in his room staring blankly at the wall, knowing that nothing would ever be the same again. The morning after the leak was suffocating. The entire Harris household felt heavy, as though the walls themselves carried the weight of shame and chaos. King sat on the edge of his bed staring at his phone screen. Every swipe revealed another cruel meme, another sarcastic tweet, another stranger who felt entitled to drag his name. He tossed the phone aside, burying his face in his hands. Tiny walked in quietly, a tray of food in her hands. Baby, you need to eat, she said softly. You haven't had anything since yesterday. King didn't look up. I can't. Every time I close my eyes, I see that video. Every time I think about food, I think about them laughing at me. It feels like the whole world's against me, Mom. Tiny placed the tray on the dresser and sat next to him. World don't matter right now. What matters is you. You've got to keep yourself strong, even when people trying to tear you down. She reached for his hand, but he pulled it away, trembling. They ruined me, Mom, he whispered, tears filling his eyes. How am I supposed to live after this? How am I supposed to walk into a room and not feel like everybody's judging? Me, before Tiny could answer, T's voice boomed from the hallway. He was already on the phone with his lawyers, demanding they trace the source of the leak. Find out who did this, he barked into the receiver. I don't care how much. It costs. Somebody's trying to destroy my son, and I won't stand for it. King heard his father's voice and shook his head. He doesn't get it. This isn't about lawyers or money. It's about me, my life, my name. They don't care what's true or what's fake. They just want a show. The family gathered later in the living room, the atmosphere tense. Zanique sat curled up on the couch, scrolling through her phone. It's everywhere, she sighed. Every blog, every gossip page. They're saying the second video proves the first one's real. King flinched. They're lying. They're editing clips, making it look worse than it is. He looked at his siblings desperately. Y'all believe me, right? Y'all know I wouldn't. His voice broke, and he couldn't finish. Domani. His usually calm brother leaned forward. King, we got you. But you gotta calm down. Losing it ain't gonna help. The internet feeds off pain, and right now you're giving them a feast. But King wasn't hearing it. He jumped to his feet, pacing back and forth. So what? I'm just supposed to sit here and let them destroy me? Nah, I gotta fight back. I gotta let people know the truth. T raised his hand sharply. No. Son, you stay quiet. Anything you say now, they'll twist it and use it against you. Silence is power right now. King glared at his father, frustration boiling over. That's easy for you to say. You already built your name, your career. I'm just starting, and they're already labeling me. I can't be silent. Tiny stepped in quickly, sensing the growing tension between father and son. Please, both of you, stop. Fighting each other won't solve nothing. The argument was interrupted by a knock at the door. A close family friend who had been part of their circle for years stepped inside with a nervous expression. Look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's talk that someone from inside the family circle might have leaked this. People saying it's an inside job. The room went silent, every eye darting around suspiciously. King's voice trembled with anger. Someone I trusted, someone close to us. The friend nodded reluctantly. That's what the blogs are saying, and honestly, it makes sense. How else would anyone get that footage? Tears welled up in King's eyes again, but this time they burned with betrayal. I knew it. I knew it was somebody I let in too close. I should have never trusted anybody. They played me, and now I look like a fool to the whole world. Clenched his jaw, his voice low but sharp. If I find out who it is, I swear on everything. It's going to be a problem. Tiny's voice cracked. Please, y'all, don't let this tear us apart. We need each other more than ever right now. The damage was already spreading beyond the family. Fans began turning against each other in heated debates online. Hashtags trended, some mocking King, others defending him with passion. Even celebrities weighed in, some offering sympathy, others throwing shade. One popular rapper posted a cryptic tweet saying some folks ain't who they pretend to be, which fans immediately assumed was about King. King saw the tweet and exploded. See, even the industry don't respect me now. I can't take this. I don't even know who I am anymore. Zanique tried to calm him down. Ignore it, King. People thrive on mess. Date? This doesn't define you. It does. King shouted. Don't you get it? This video is who I am now to them. No matter what I do, I'll always be that joke, that headline, that scandal. I'll never escape it. The room grew heavy with silence again. The sound of King's sobs filling the space. Tiny knelt beside him, holding his face in her hands. Baby, you're stronger than you think. Don't let them write your story for you. You've still got time to take control. But control seemed far away when another bombshell dropped that evening. A new blog post claimed to have exclusive receipts proving who leaked the video. According to the post, the culprit was someone from King's own circle of friends, a young man he had known for years. Screenshots of private conversations were shared, making it seem like the betrayal came from the inside. When King read the article, he froze. His hands shook as he whispered, "No, not him, not someone I called my brother." His face turned pale and he collapsed back into the couch. "Who was it?" T demanded, grabbing the phone from his son's hand. As he read the blog post, his eyes widened with fury. This boy was in our house. He ate our food, and now he out here destroying my son's name? This ain't just betrayal. This is war. Tiny covered her mouth in shock. Lord, how could he do this? King's heart shattered into pieces. I trusted him with everything, and he sold me out. For what? Likes, followers, money? The room spiraled into chaos, everyone talking at once, anger and disbelief filling the air. King sat quietly in the middle of it all, tears silently rolling down his cheeks. His trust was gone, his reputation shattered. And now, even his inner circle had turned against him. And yet, deep down, he knew this was only the beginning. Because if one betrayal had already surfaced, who knew how many more were waiting to come? Too light. The Harris household had been pushed to its limits, but the storm wasn't slowing down. Instead, it was building into something even bigger. Something that threatened to tear the family apart completely. The night after the betrayal was revealed felt endless. King lay awake, staring at the ceiling, the words of that blog post echoing in his head. Every detail of the leak pointed back to someone he had once called his brother. Someone he had trusted more than anyone outside his family. The pain wasn't just about the video anymore, it was about the knife lodged deep in his back. The next morning, the Harris household was buzzing with more tension. T was pacing the kitchen like a lion in a cage, his phone glued to his ear as he barked orders at his team. I want every receipt, every screenshot, every phone record. If that boy did this, we're going to expose him for the snake he is. King walked in, his face pale, his eyes red from lack of sleep. He looked at his father with a mixture of anger and despair. What's the point? Even if you prove it was him, the damage is already done. The video's out there forever. Nothing. You will erase that. T stopped pacing and looked at his son, his voice stern but filled with emotion. It ain't just about erasing it. It's about making sure people know you didn't do this to yourself. It's not that I set you up, and the world needs to see that. But King shook his head, his voice breaking. Dad, the world doesn't care about the truth. They just care about the story. I'm the punchline now, no matter what. Tiny entered the kitchen, holding a mug of coffee. We can't give up hope, baby. If we stop fighting, they win. You can't let them define you by one mistake or one setup. But just then, King's phone buzzed. A new message lit up the screen from an unknown number. His hands trembled as he picked it up. The message read, "You think this is bad? There's more coming. Keep talking and I'll ruin you completely." King's face turned white. He handed the phone to his mother, who gasped as she read the message aloud. The room fell into stunned silence. They're blackmailing him now, Tiny whispered. Lord, what is this turning into? T grabbed the phone, fury flashing in his eyes. They think they can threaten my son. Oh, they got the wrong one. I'll burn this whole game down before I let them destroy my family. But King wasn't. comforted by his father's anger. He was shaking, his voice barely a whisper. If they got more videos, I can't survive that. I'll be done. Tiny rushed to his side, holding him tight as he broke down again. You're not done, baby. You hear me? You're not done. We'll get through this. The family decided to tighten security, shutting out outsiders and limiting who had access to their home. But the drama only escalated when the supposed friend who leaked the video went live on Instagram. Trying to justify himself with thousands watching, he smirked at the camera and said, "I didn't do nothing wrong." King brought this on himself. People deserve to know the truth about him. I ain't gonna be the one holding secrets for nobody. The live stream went viral instantly. Fans were outraged, some calling the boy out for betrayal, others claiming he was brave for exposing King. The comments section turned into a war zone. King watched the live stream in disbelief, his fists clenched. He's lying. He's trying to make himself look like the victim when he's the one who ruined me. Zonique shook her head angrily. He just wants clout. He don't care about the truth. He don't care about you. He's chasing followers off your pain. T's face turned dark with rage. T thinks this is a game. T thinks he can use my son's name to blow up. Nah, he just signed his own death warrant in this industry. But King wasn't thinking about revenge. He was thinking about survival. Everybody's gonna believe him, Dad. He sounded so confident, like he knows something. What if people start thinking I'm lying? What if they think I'm hiding stuff? Tiny pulled him close again, stroking his hair. Baby, people gonna think what they want, but your family knows the truth, and we're not letting anybody break you. Still, the doubts gnawed at King. What if there really were more videos? What if this so-called friend wasn't bluffing? Later that evening, another twist shook the family. A major gossip site released an article claiming they had been offered exclusive footage of King Harris like you've never seen him before. They hinted at shocking material that would change everything. When King saw the headline, he collapsed onto the floor. It's over. They're about to release more. I can't live through this again, Tiny cried out, rushing to her son. No, baby, don't talk like that. You're stronger than this. But King's voice cracked, filled with hopelessness. I don't feel strong, Mom. I feel broken. And they're not stopping. They're just getting started. T stood over his son, his fists clenched, his voice shaking with rage. Listen to me, King. You are my son. You are not broken. They trying to break you because they scared of who you are. Could become, but you don't give them that power. King looked up at his father, his eyes brimming with tears. Then what do I do, Dad? How do I fight when I'm already losing? The question hung heavy in the room. For the first time, even T didn't have an answer as the family sat together in the living room. A storm raging outside the windows. The sense of doom only grew stronger. Every phone buzz, every notification felt like another dagger. And deep down, King knew the worst was still coming. He whispered to himself, almost too soft for anyone to hear, I don't know if I can survive the next hit. And as if the universe heard him, another alert pinged across every phone in the room. A new leak had dropped this time, not just a video, but screenshots of private conversations that painted King in an even more controversial light. The family gasped as they read the messages, their faces pale with shock. Lord have mercy, Tiny whispered, clutching her chest. They're trying to destroy him completely. King's hands shook as he grabbed the phone. They got everything, every secret, every word. They're turning the whole world against me. The room fell into chaos again, voices overlapping, emotions raw. But one thing was clear, this wasn't just a scandal anymore. It was a full-on war against King Harris, and the family was fighting to keep him from crumbling under the pressure. And as the night grew darker, one chilling thought lingered in everyone's mind. If this was only the beginning, What horrors were still waiting to be unleashed? The leaked screenshots spread faster than wildfire. Blogs dissected every word, twisting private jokes into accusations, casual chats into confessions. King's name trended nonstop, not for his music, not for his ambitions, but for scandal after scandal. The screenshots painted him as reckless, wild, and caught in messy situations he never thought would see the light of day. He sat in the living room with his family, his head in his hands, sobbing uncontrollably. "They've taken everything from me," he cried. "My privacy, my reputation, my friends. What else do they want?" Tiny, sitting beside him, rubbed his back with trembling hands. "Baby, they can't take your soul. They can't take who you really are. You still here, you still breathing. And as long as you hear, you can rise again." But King wasn't convinced. His chest heaved as he choked out, "Rise again? Mom, look at me. I'm a joke to the whole world. People are making memes about me. Rappers are subtweeting me. Fans are clowning me. I can't even look at myself in the mirror without feeling sick." T stood tall across the room, his eyes blazing with fury. "Son, listen to me. I know it feels like the end, but it's not. This family has been through hell before, and we always come out stronger. You think they ain't tried to drag my name through the mud? You think they ain't tried to tear me down? But I'm still here. So are you." King shook his head violently. "It's not the same, Dad. You had respect. You had success before they tried to tear you down. Me? I'm just getting started, and now I'm ruined before I even got the chance. They'll never take me seriously." Again, the room fell quiet. Everyone felt the sting of his words, because deep down, they knew he wasn't entirely wrong. Once the internet branded someone, it was almost impossible to shake it off. Suddenly, Zonique's phone buzzed. She gasped as she read the latest update. "Y'all, it just got worse. The so-called friend is saying he has more evidence, and he's promising to drop it live tonight." King's eyes widened in horror. No. This can't be happening. He's torturing me. He's dragging this out just to break me piece by piece." Tiny rushed to him, holding his face in her hands. "Listen to me, baby. He don't control you. He don't own your story. No matter what he puts out, you're still you. He can't change that." But King was spiraling. "He already changed everything. I don't even know who I am anymore. I feel like I'm drowning, and every time I try to come up for air, he pushes me back under." The family tried to come up with a plan. T wanted to confront the so-called friend directly, to use his connections and power to silence him. Tiny wanted to keep things private, afraid that escalating would only bring more attention. Zonique suggested going live and telling their side before more damage was done. But King was frozen, paralyzed by fear and humiliation. As the evening approached, the tension in the house was unbearable. Every second ticked closer to the live stream promised by the traitor. Fans online were buzzing with anticipation, some even counting down like it was an event. When the moment arrived, thousands tuned in. The so-called friend appeared on screen, grinning like he held the world in his hands. "Y'all thought the first video was bad. You ain't seen nothing yet," he boasted. The Harris family sat in silence, watching from their living room, their hearts pounding. King clutched a pillow to his chest, tears streaming down his face as the boy spoke. "King ain't the person he pretends to be. I got proof, I got receipts, and I'm not scared to show them. He wanted to play with me, now I'm playing with him." He waved his phone at the camera, teasing more leaks. The comment section exploded, people begging him to drop the footage. Others cursing him out for being messy. King couldn't take it anymore. "Turn it off," he begged. "I can't watch this. I can't let him torture me like this." Tiny quickly grabbed the remote and shut off the TV, pulling her son into her arms as he broke down. "She, baby, don't let him see you cry. Don't give him the satisfaction." But the damage was already done. Whether or not the so-called friend actually dropped more footage, The threat alone was enough to keep King trapped in a cycle of fear and despair. The next morning, T called an emergency family meeting. His voice was low, steady, but filled with determination. We're not playing defense anymore. From today forward, we're going on offense. We're going to take back control of this story. King looked up weakly. How? It's already out there. There's no coming back. Yes, there is, T said firmly. You speak your truth. You own your story. You stop letting somebody else tell it for you. That's how you win. King hesitated, fear clouding his eyes. But what if they don't believe me? Won't, T admitted. But the ones who matter will. And once you stand tall, the rest will follow. The internet got a short memory. They'll move on, but only if you stop feeding them fear. After hours of convincing, King agreed to go live himself. The family gathered around as he prepared to speak. His hands shook as he held his phone, his voice trembling at first. What's up, everybody? It's King. I know y'all been seeing a lot about me, and I can't even lie. It's been the hardest time of my life. People I trusted turned on me. Private stuff I never wanted out there got leaked. And yeah, I've been broken, I've cried, I felt like I can't keep going, but I'm still here. And I need y'all to understand I'm human. I make mistakes, I got flaws. But I'm not the villain people are making me out to be. Eyes glistened with tears, but he kept going. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Maybe more stuff will come out. Maybe people won't believe me. But at the end of the day, I gotta stand on who I am. And who I am is more than some video, more than some screenshots. I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a man trying to figure life out. And I hope y'all can see that. When he ended the live, the room was silent. Tiny hugged him tight, whispering, I'm so proud of you, baby. T nodded, his eyes misty, though he tried to hide it. That's what a man does. He faces it head on. The internet reaction was mixed. Some mocked his tears, others praised his courage. But slowly, the narrative began to shift. People started to see him less as a scandal and more as a young man who had been betrayed and humiliated, yet found the strength to stand tall still. The scars remained. The betrayal couldn't be undone, the leaks couldn't be erased, and the world would never forget. But for the first time since the nightmare began, King felt a small spark of hope. Late that night, sat on the porch alone, staring at the stars. His voice was barely a whisper. They tried to break me, but I'm still here. And though the storm wasn't completely over, the Harris family knew one thing for sure. They had faced the fire together. And somehow they were still standing. And there you have it, viewers. The whirlwind of chaos that shook the Harris family to its very core. From the shocking leak of the video to the heartbreaking betrayal by someone King once trusted. To the endless flood of gossip and accusations, this was more than just a scandal. It was a full-blown storm that threatened to destroy a young man's future. But through the tears, the rage, and the blackmail, we saw something else. Resilience. King may have broken down in front of the world. But he also stood up again, speaking his truth and refusing to let others write his story for him. Tiny's unconditional love, T's fiery determination, and the support of his siblings showed that, no matter how messy things get, family remains the last line of defense. And while the internet may never forget, they might just respect the courage it took for King to face his demons publicly. But the questions remain. Will this so-called friend release more footage? Can King truly rebuild his reputation and career after such a devastating blow? And most importantly, how will the Harris family handle the pressure of living under the world's microscope after this scandal? One thing is certain. This story is far from over, and the next chapter could be even more explosive than the last. So now we turn it over to you. What do you think was King's setup? Or was the world simply not ready for the truth? Should T and Tiny go after the betrayer legally? Or let the internet move on and heal quietly? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because we want to hear from you. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more breaking drama, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the next shocking twist. After all, when it comes to the Harris family, the drama never truly ends.